Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Alyssa's Books. Today we're going to talk about my July TBR-ft Summerween. Let's get into it. I am so excited this July to be participating in Summerween, and as you can see from my thumbnail and my shirt a little bit here, I do have merch for Summerween. I am participating in two different YouTube creator Summerweens. One is Gabby Reads. She's been doing this for many years. The shirt I'm wearing is her merch. And then I'm also going to participate in the Pastel Bookshelves Summerween Readathon as well. They both have bingo boards that I'm going to be trying to complete, and I've got a list of books that I've figured out that fit into all of the different bingos for them. So let's just quickly go through those bingos. For Gabby Reads, she has like Instagram prompts that I'm going to be putting up during that whole week. So if you want to follow me on there, it's Liz Loves Books 95. And then her bingo board, right? So cute. It matches all the merch designs which her sister has created. And I will link Gabby and Carly down and all the information down below if you're interested in joining. And so Gabby Reads this bingo. I usually just like to try to black out just because it's fun. But you have your free space in the middle, of course. And we have reading a horror or thriller, a new to you author, a book with pink on the cover, and a book that's less than 250 pages. And then for Carly's bingo board, we have a book with a pastel cover, a carnival or fairground theme, a haunted house theme, a summer setting, and a summer slasher. And then I'm gonna vlog the whole week. It's gonna be super fun, and I'm really excited because it's a pretty big thing to have to vlog, and so I think it'll be a nice new challenge for me. But let's get into the books that I'm going to be reading. I found 5 that fit all of the bingo prompts for each creator. And so book number 1 that I'm going to be reading is Clown in a Cornfield, book 1 by Adam Cesar, and this is going to be for the summer slasher, summer setting, new to you author, and horror or thriller prompt. And then I'm going to be reading What We Did to Survive by Megan Lally. This fits the prompt for pink on the cover, a summer setting, and a thriller. And I'm going to be rereading a really fun graphic novel called Sheets. And this fits with a book with pink on the cover, a pastel cover, and a book that's less than 250 pages. And then I'm going to be trying out Tastes Like Candy by Ivy Tholen. This fits for a book less than 250 pages, a new to you author, a summer setting, a summer slasher, a carnival and fairground theme, a pastel cover, and a book with pink on the cover, and a thriller. It fits so many prompts for both of these bingo boards, so this would be an excellent book to try to pick. And I love that it's short, and the cover is so iconic. And then finally, I'm going to be reading The September House by Carissa Orlando, and this is going to fit the new to you author, the thriller, and the haunted house prompt. So going back to the first book, I talked about Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesar. This is a YA thriller horror series, actually. So if I like the first book, I can continue on. I believe it's a trilogy. And I've got these books at my library, so that works out perfectly. And from what I heard, this is a little bit, more of like a summer slasher. And I don't really want to know too much going into this, but a little bit of a synopsis on Goodreads says, Quinn Maybrook just wants to make it to graduation. She might not make it to morning. When Quinn and her father moved to a tiny town with a weird clown for a mascot, giving It vibes, not here for it, they're looking for a fresh start. But ever since the town's only factory shut down, Kettle Springs has been cracked in half, and most of the town believes that the kids are to blame. After all, the juniors and seniors at Kettle Springs High are the ones who threw the party where Arthur Hill's daughter died. They're the ones who set the abandoned factory on fire and who spend all their time posting pranks on YouTube. And they have no respect and no idea what it means to work hard. For the kids, it's the other way around. And now Kettle Springs is caught in a constant battle between old and new, tradition and progress. It's a fight that looks like it will destroy the town. Until one homicidal clown with a pork pile hat and a red nose decides to end it all for good. Because if your opponents all die, you win the debate by default. Now that is a really interesting synopsis. When I've seen reviews of it, it didn't quite sound like what this description is. So we're going to see how that one goes. I am definitely excited to read it. Then the next book I'm going to read is What We Did to Survive by Megan Lally. This is another YA thriller. This is her most recent release. We will see where this one lands for me. It says, a vacation in paradise turns deadly when 14 sailing charter hits stormy seas in this propulsive new thriller. So, very summer themed, Summerween vibes. I think it'll be perfect. The synopsis says Hannah is having an incredible spring break. A week at a resort in Mexico with her best friend Emmy and her family is perfect for de-stressing from senior year, even if it's awkward being around Emmy's older brother Jackson, who she's had a crush on for as long as she can remember. Still, the beach is gorgeous, so is the guy they meet in the surf. Except Hannah is now the third wheel in Emmy's vacation romance. Eager to impress Emmy, her wealthy new boyfriend charters a private sailboat to make the most of their last day in paradise, and Hannah and Jackson are invited along. As the clouds roll in and the skies darken, their boat is the only one leaving the marina, and the further they get into open water, the more unsettled Hannah becomes. A storm is brewing on board that's as deadly as the one racing toward them. Forget surviving graduation. Who will make it back to land alive? Next we have the reread of the graphic novel Sheets. This is by Brenna Thumler. It is part of a trilogy, and I've read the entire series. It's a super cute YA contemporary series, super cute pastel cover. It is adorable, and I've just realized all the books I've chosen so far are YA. But I really enjoy reading YA graphic novels and thrillers. So, anywho, Sheets is really adorable. It's about a 13-year-old girl whose name is Marjorie. She works in her parents' laundromat and goes to school and does, all the typical things that a 13-year-old girl is going through. And she ends up meeting a ghost whose name is Wendell. And he appears to her in the form of, a sheet with, the black eyes. Like, when you would put one over you when you were a kid and pretend to be a ghost. That is Wendell. He is adorable. And obviously, seeing a ghost, Marjorie thinks she's going crazy. And basically, they become friends. And it's a found family kind of situation between the two of them. And Wendell is basically in the human world now because he's just trying to create a new, happier afterlife for himself because his life ended pretty young. And he tries to befriend Marjorie, and it's kind of an up and down first in this one, but it's just so cute and so wholesome, and it's just a really enjoyable read. And then we're going to be reading Tastes Like Candy by Ivy Tholen. As I said before, this is a novella with a super, super cool cover. It does have a 3.6 average rating on Goodreads, so I'm a little worried about that. And it still has less than 1,000 ratings. And I just realized this is also YA. I think every book I've chosen is YA, except for my last one. That's crazy. The description for this one says, everyone at Pritchett High wants an invitation to the seniors scavenge. In 2020, Violet Warren and her friends are the lucky ones. 8 girls will break into the Poison Apple Carnival after hours for a scavenger hunt. Then at sunrise, they'll gather for a celebration in honor of their upcoming senior year. But someone else has another game plan. Minutes after the girls sneak into the carnival, a madman in a rubber mask begins slashing his way through the group, and Violet quickly realizes his motives are personal. As she watches her friends die in a series of increasingly bizarre attacks, she must fight to survive while trying to answer the question, what could she have done to earn a fast pass for a roller coaster ride straight to hell? I've never really read a slasher book, so I'm really excited. And the carnival theme is super fun and, of course, fits perfectly for Carly's Summerween bingo. And then finally, I'm going to be reading The September House by Carissa Orlando. This one came up on my radar. I've heard of it, but I hadn't known anybody who had actually read it. And then my coworker read it and was like, it was a really great book. She really wants Carissa to write more so that she can read them. And of course, it's a take on a haunted house. Now, I have read some haunted house stories, and they always just don't hit for me for whatever reason. I think it's not necessarily the idea of the haunted house that doesn't hit. It's just the way that they're written. So I'm hoping this one will be a good one. So the synopsis for this one says, a woman is determined to stay in her dream home even if it becomes a haunted nightmare. So the description for this one says, when Margaret and her husband Hal bought the large Victorian house on Hawthorne Street for sale at a surprisingly reasonable price, they couldn't believe they finally had a home of their own. Then they discovered the hauntings. Every September, the walls drip blood. The ghosts of former inhabitants appear, and all of them are terrified of something that lurks in the basement. Most people would flee. Margaret is not most people. Margaret is staying. It's her house. But after 4 years, Hal can't take it anymore, and he leaves abruptly. Now he's not returning her calls, and her daughter Catherine, who knows nothing about the hauntings, arrives, intent on looking for her missing father. To make things worse, September has just begun, and with every attempt Margaret and Catherine make at finding Hal, the huntings grow more harrowing because there are some secrets the house needs to keep. Doesn't that sound awesome? That sounds awesome to me. And yeah, those are all the books that I'm going to be trying to read for both Carly and Gabby's Summerween readathon bingos. And as I said, I'm going to be logging them all. Fingers crossed for me because that is a lot, but I'm excited about it. And yeah, so we are going to be reading Clown in a Cornfield, What We Did to Survive, Sheets, Tastes Like Candy, and The September House for Summerween. I'm sure I'll probably read other books in between, but I'm not going to designate anything else specifically since there's already 5 books on this TBR. And yeah, I'm just really excited for Summerween, and I can't wait to get this vlog out to you guys. But yeah, leave a comment below if you're participating in Summerween. Any version of Summerween is totally acceptable. I'm sure there's a bunch of other versions out there. And let me know what's the first book you're going to pick up if you're participating in Summerween. And I will see you guys in another video soon. Bye, guys.